Here's my step-by-step guide on how to find an out-of-state property manager. Hey guys, it's Antoine Martel. When I'm looking to invest out of state, I do two things. First, I choose a good city, then I choose a great property manager. There is nothing more important to your success than having a great property manager. Without them, you won't have a solid rental property portfolio. You simply won't have much of anything. They are a necessity and they are worth their weight in gold. I have refined the process of building an amazing team, and I've done it over 10 times. We've been able to find a great property management company in every city that we've invested in. Great property managers are out there in every single city. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly the same steps I use to find them so you can do exactly the same thing in your city or in a city you choose out of state. Seriously, finding a great property manager is going to be the solution to almost every single issue that you have when investing out of state. But before I give you the solution to most of your issues of out of state investing, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel because the market is changing so fast. And the only way to keep up is by making sure you're getting all the latest real estate investing advice, and you can find that all in one place, which is my channel. All right, so here's what you need to do. It's super simple. It's just 3 steps to go out there and find a great property manager. The first thing you need to do is go on Google and type in the city name and then type property management companies after it. For example, if you're looking to invest in Memphis, Tennessee, you'll type Memphis Property Management Companies on Google. And I know it sounds silly for me to even say that, but trust me, people don't even do step 1 when finding a property management company. Number 2 is to build a simple call list. I want you to go find and list 10 to 20 property management companies that you find in that city. Then I want you to make a Google sheet, put their name, phone number, website, maybe how many doors they manage, or any other information you can pull from their website. Then put a couple of columns because you're going to start calling those people, and I want you to keep track of all the phone calls you're making out to these property management companies to see how their response is. Now here's the most important step. Build yourself a script before you call them. This script should describe who you are, what you're trying to do, and what they will get out of it. And then you're gonna take that script and just start cold calling. So typically what I do when I'm calling these property management companies is I'll just start with the number 1 on my Google sheet, and I'll call them and say, hey, my name's Antoine Martel, I live in California, I'm looking to invest in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm looking for a great property management company that can help me buy houses, renovate them, rent them out, and then resell them or refinance them or hold them. And what they're gonna see and what they're gonna get out of it is money along the way. So they can help represent you as a buyer's agent. They can help manage the construction project. They can help manage the property, lease out the property, and they're just gonna see dollar signs with every single step of the process. And I really want you to emphasize what they will get out of it, because trust me, other investors are not doing this. They're just thinking selfishly about themselves. If you put the property manager first and tell them how much money they're gonna make from you, their eyes are gonna light up and they're gonna work their ass off to get you deals. So here are my key questions to ask the property manager once you go through the beginning script. One of the questions I like to ask is, do you have somebody that can help me make offers? The reason why this is important is because if you can find a property manager that can help handle every single step of the process, that's going to be tremendous. One of the hardest things about investing out of state is having too many parties that you have to deal with and manage and maintain the relationship between. If you can find a one-stop shop property manager that can help you make offers, manage turnovers, lease out the properties, and manage the property thereafter, you found a great property manager. The next question I like to have in my script is, do you take professional photos of the rental properties when you lease them out? You need to make sure the property management company does this and they take high quality professional photos even of rental properties. This is key to getting higher rents and getting tenants in the properties faster. Another question I like to ask is, do they manage construction projects and do they have any GCs in-house? Many property management companies will have handymen or contractors to do the unit turns. But if you do want to do any kind of larger renovations, maybe spend 10 or 20K renovating and uplifting your property, then you want to ask the property manager this question. And if you want to do those kinds of projects, you want to make sure that your property manager can double as a project manager. And of course, you can pay them to manage those projects if you want to do any extensive renovations to your rental properties. And if you're out of state, you're going to need somebody to do that anyways. So if you can have the property manager act as that project manager, that's going to be fantastic. Another question I like to ask is, what are their property management fees and do they charge a leasing fee? For a good company that takes care of everything, you should expect to pay 10% of your monthly rent and 50% to 100% of 1 month of rent to fill the vacancy. And that's just a one-time fee to fill a vacancy, for them to go and take photos, put it on the market, and find a tenant to move into that property. And normally for single family homes, tenants stay for 2 to 3 years, so that's only a fee you're gonna have to pay every few years. Now this may sound like a lot, but to be honest, it's actually very little. If you're getting $1,000 in rent, 10% is basically $100 a month. These guys are going to be doing hours and hours of work for you for not very much money. The key is to find a company that can do the extra work for you. Once they meet all that criteria, you can move on to asking them the next set of questions. Now, these questions are designed to analyze how much experience they have, how professional they are, and if they have the right systems and softwares in place to really scale their property management company, and if they're using any kind of property management software. So one of those questions would be, how many doors do they manage? You want to find a property manager that manages over 200 doors, ideally 1,000 to 2,000 doors in one market. If you find a property manager managing 50 to 100 doors, they might be doing it themselves or with a few assistants or partners. For a property manager to get to 200 to 300 doors, they're going to have to start putting processes and systems in place, and that's when you want to get involved with the property manager. Don't do that before they have systems, before they have the software. You want to be working with them when they do have those systems in place, which is right around 200 doors or more. Another question I like to ask is, what kind of property management software do they use? You want them to use one of these three softwares: AppFolio, Propertyware, or Buildium. Make sure they don't use Google Sheets or Excel. Here's why. You want everything they do, all the work orders, lease agreements, available online and easy to access. These softwares are the standard for the industry. If your property manager uses one of these softwares, you can simply log into a portal and see your entire portfolio. All the houses you own, all the costs, all the profit and loss statements for all your properties at any given time. Smaller companies that use Excel or Google Sheets, you're gonna have to wait for it to come in the mail, or they're gonna have to email it to you every single month. It's not live. You can't see what's happening with your property today, which is why using one of those softwares is fantastic. Now that's pretty much it. It's a simple process and there's only one more step to it. And that one is very, very personal. The last step is the emotional factor. Be honest with yourself about how you feel about these people that you just had this phone call with. How much do you vibe with them? Which one did you have a good conversation with? Which one of them could you talk to longer? Who would you want to work with? This comes to a level of trust, and go with your gut on this one. This is someone you're going to be working with potentially for years to come, so you want to make sure that it feels right and you guys have a good connection. Which brings us to our real last step. What happens if it doesn't work out? So not every property management company is going to be a great one. Sometimes you're going to get a company that tells you all the right things, but doesn't end up doing them well in reality. Or they keep falling behind, or they let things slide. It happens, and it's part of the process. If they are not able to take care of everything you need to them, move on to the next best property management company on the list that you made. As you're going through that list, you're obviously going to hire the number one property manager, right? But if they don't work out, you have number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and use them as your plan B, C, D, E, F. Because there is some trial and error to this property management company process. So just make sure you keep this list handy so you can call the other property management companies if the first or second or third fails. So in the end, finding a property management company does take a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. Most of the times you can't really trust or fully vet a property management company until you start doing deals with them. But this is the exact same process that I use to go out there and find property management companies in cities across the country. Most of the property management companies that I work with are now really good friends and even business partners. So don't treat this lightly. This is going to be the biggest connection you're ever going to need when you're investing out of state in rental properties. And make sure to not skip any steps here, because you're only going to be as good as the property manager that you find. Remember, you want to have that relationship with these people for a long, long time, because they're going to be the key to growing your real estate business. Make sure you like and subscribe and check out my other videos to learn everything you need to succeed as a real estate investor. Good luck, and you've got this.